Well, I've ambled over from the sawmill log pond, which, well, what are those logs doing there, George?
That's our long-term storage facility.
Oh, you want the logs there?
Absolutely.
In the water.
Once the logs are brought out of the river, they come here by semi-truck.
Okay.
If we're going to store them, we'll put them in our log pond, which we dug about 12 years ago just for that purpose, to store logs, to keep them from drying out and decomposing. Next step is to scale the logs, where we measure the diameter and the length and determine what their value is. Next step is to buck them into, cut them with chainsaws into what we're going to, our saw log length. If we have special needs, then we'll cut longer lengths, but basically we cut 8s, 10s, 12s, 14s, and 16s. From there, next step is to power wash those logs to get all the sand and debris off of them from the river. Next step from there is the sawmill. Now, I'm fortunate enough to run our sawmill. Good job. I get to see every log, the first person that's to see that log, the inside. These logs, most of them, were cut down by axe, which dates them prior to the 1880s. They started using cross-cut saws, which will give you a square bottom on a log, prior in the mid-1880s. So most of these logs were cut down after the Civil War, but prior to the 1880s. It was a big...
And each log is different, right?
Absolutely. Some of it, I mean, they're all different sizes, different shapes, but the grain in each one, there's some definite consistencies, but everyone's different. If you're a wood nut like I am, then I have a good job.
This saw is a little bit different than the one in my high school wood shop.
This is a band saw. It's a band head rig. Yes, sir. It's got that blade is 30 feet long and 7 inches wide.
Got a few moving parts too.
Absolutely.
Now, George, we're talking about wood that someday we're not going to have any of it. So, how important is that calculation and the precision with which you've got to? I mean, you just don't cut willy-nilly, I'm sure.
The expense and the trouble of recovering these logs dictate that we take extreme caution and extreme care and get the very best grades and the most yield that we can get out of these logs. In other words, we really squeeze them in the process. So anyway, we're trying to save wood. It's very scarce and rare.